Man,
Gotta start this month with the people's eyebrow. I want mad vintage wrestling shirts for my birthday, bro. It's on my list. So if anybody listens to this, what do you want? Vintage wrestling shirts and an extra large. So it's a little bit big, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I tell you, there's so many things from childhood that I just missed, like wrestling. Like
You never got into wrestling though, did you?
Yeah, I just missed. Yeah, I just like I knew it existed, but I just missed.
It wasn't for you.
I'm Martin Weiss, joined here with my good friend TK Taylor Kennedy for yet another episode of So Let Me Ask You This. Is two buddies talking about life's trivial topics and insignificant issues. TK, your birthday is coming up. I just had my 32nd. I have advice for you as the elder statesman of the pod. Stretch
before or after.
Maybe during, depending on what you're doing. But no matter what you're doing, the important thing is stretch.
That's real. Yeah, man, birthday is in less than a week. I went to the dentist today, so apologies to anybody out there that's like, why does he sound like he has like a mouthful of cotton? It's because I once did earlier. All right, so
you were given more like DJ Quiet Storm, but like small market DJ Quiet Storm. You know, you're DJ Quiet Storm in Kansas. You know,
oh, that's crazy. The disrespect to the Kansas people. Nah, man. And then I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like the drugs are kind of there. Like, you know, I'm ibuprofen, amoxicillin, which isn't, you know, it's not much, but it's more than what I'm taking on a daily basis. And then some headache medicine just to prevent myself from like being in excruciating pain. I went to the dentist, right, for like a routine, not necessarily routine, but like I had an issue, but like it wasn't like what I expected to walk into. It's like the dentist is that place, right? So I walk in, I'm like, yeah, this is what's going on. They're like, all right, we're gonna give you a full exam, blah blah blah. You leave out of there, it's like, well, you need this, and you don't do this.
You got to go get the full diagnostic check. It's like getting an oil change. Might as well.
I was about to say,
check the fluids. Might as well check the fluids. Oh, yeah, my alternator belt is off. Right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
okay, buddy. Came in here for that's how I was feeling. Change. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's literally how I was feeling. I'm like, yo, I came in for this one tooth. Y'all tell me a billion issues. I'm like, my smile ain't that messed up, but whatever. That's being an adult. They're like, your insurance is taking care of this much. You can walk out of here with all of this work done, paying $300. So to me, I was like, well, that's a steal. But
that's the part that's messed up too, because you weren't expecting to spend $300 when you got in there, but then when you saw the price that it was going to be, it's like, damn.
Yeah. Well, thank you for insurance. Like, for real. So the dentist, honestly, though, for me, is like my top tier worst place for like self-care. Like the doctor sucks too, though. The doctor does suck. But the dentist is like terrible because you just got people just in your mouth, bro. Like, and I hadn't been back. Like, honestly, I hadn't been back since before COVID because like the issue that I had started during COVID. And like I wasn't going to the dentist. Like that's like the whole we're wearing face masks. Like so I'll be damned if you just all in my mouth during a mouth type of virus, you know. So here I am. Yeah. Hopefully I'm all healed up by Tuesday. My birthday.
I had a primary care dentist, right? Because that was every year I try to like make a deal with myself, right? What am I going to do this year? Like for my birthday, I'm going to do something for myself to like be better at life, you know, like just improve, like just be better at life. You know, there's something I can
before I drink this whiskey, there's something positive I can do.
Exactly. There's something that I can do just that's going to make me a better person. It's going to put me on a better path. And it's so this year it was like, yo, I'm really keeping a clean apartment. Not like cleaning up the apartment. I'm keeping a clean apartment. You know what I'm saying? I'm developing routine. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm developing routines in which my house will remain clean. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So around 28, the 28 was the doctor and the dentist for me. So I had a primary care dentist that I went to every 6 months. I knew their names. They knew mine. It was, hey, baby, how you doing? You know, that type of vibe when I walk in the door.
Yeah.
They did not survive the pandemic. Well, this dentist did not survive the pandemic. Okay.
That's tough.
And I was a little late going in because silly me. I had a few trips scheduled in March of 2020. The last of which I went on to Detroit. And I said, I'll just go to the dentist when I get back. Well, I got back from Detroit on March 12th, 2020. The world shut down 5 days later. Approximately.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, everything was over after that. So just that's so funny now. I sit back and think about it. I was literally in the basement of my frat brother's apartment in Michigan thinking like, damn, bro, you think I should go get a mask before I get on this flight? Like
no, like dude, seriously, like we moved into our house on the 19th of March. Like, and I was concerned that the movers weren't going to like move our things, or I wasn't going to be able to move into our home because there's this like unknown thing going on. So no, it's bro. I remember I bought my wife a mask off of Amazon. One mask. And this was at the height of it, and it's because she was pregnant. So I bought her one mask. It was like $17, bro. I swear, like no lies, though. $17 for one a disposable one. Like, but that's the place we were in March.
That's where we were at. So I wholeheartedly feel you. Ain't no damn way in hell I'm going to the dentist right now.
No,
have you seen outside? You know, okay. Right. So I'm good. So fast forward, I'm now double vaxxed and, you know, getting ready to, you know, travel the world, go to Dallas, go to New York, and then go to Atlanta later on. So I'm like, you know, and hey, I haven't got my teeth cleaned in a year plus, you know, let me go.
Right.
So I called my dentist. Obviously, no answer. They don't exist anymore. I have to find a new dentist. The dentist that I go to, man, they sat me down in that chair. First of all, they said I was an hour late for my appointment, which was at 1 o'clock. I was like, I know I'm not an hour late for my appointment because I would have never made a noon appointment because like every day at this time, at that period in time, at noon, I'm asleep. I would have never made a noon appointment. I would have made a 1 o'clock appointment and I would have got up at 12:15 and moseyed my way on over here.
And if I'm an hour late, why are you still seeing me? Because usually it's like a 15-minute cancellation policy where like, go ahead. Anyway.
But then I wanted my teeth cleaned. I'm like, why? No. And plus, I'm not an hour late. I'm on time. Man, they sat down and that dentist cleaned my teeth with like a NASCAR pit crew level of speed.
Oh, bro.
I had never in my life, I will never, first of all, go back to that dentist. Like that was a one-time dentist. That was a one-time situation for sure. But it was.
Is it because he cleaned him so fast?
No, because I don't. First of all, I don't think he did a very good job. Right? Like I've been going to the dentist pretty consistently my whole life.
For 32 years or so. Yeah.
And I got recollections. I remember the first dentist office that I can remember was in Metairie, Louisiana. We had to drive. Long story short, I had to be at least first grade, right? For me to remember this dentist office in the situation of where it was and just all of this. I remember this.
Yeah, for sure.
I have never gotten my teeth cleaned faster than in that moment. And I just was looking, I just felt like, man, it's like, bro, like you didn't do, like if this was a tip-based service, I wouldn't have tipped you. Yeah, exactly. Like you didn't put your elbow into this. Like if I want to know where your 5-star clients are and how they get treated, because this can't be it.
Yeah. I'm trying, like, even though it's an uncomfortable place to be, I'm trying to walk out the dentist knowing like I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
you
not a
should
place
have.
where
Look. If you go to the dentist, first of all, provided that you practice relatively good dental hygiene. I brush my teeth like a weird amount. I brush my teeth like 4 or 5 times a day.
Okay. I
It's
don't
just
brush
a
my
thing.
teeth
Like
that much.
I brush
them
like
twice.
I will brush my teeth after I eat. Like I don't like the taste of food after. It's
Understandable.
It's just my thing.
You brush them the way that actually we all should, and maybe some people out there are gonna like drag me for this, but like, yeah, I don't. At least I'm honest, which is probably what led me to the dentist for them to give me a Christmas list length of things that I need to get done. So maybe I should practice brushing 4 or 5 times a day. But anyway.
Well, I think that if you have a standard practice of brushing your teeth when you get up in the morning, before you go to sleep at night, and then when you leave the house, I think you'll be all right.
That's not bad. Yeah, true.
I think that if you just build it into that, right, I think you'll be fine. Like I think I'm a little extra, but I think if you did those 3 things, like I think you'll be good.
You covering all your bases.
I'll put it to you like this: if you do those 3 things, you're still getting cavities. I feel like that's like going to the gym 4 times a week and you're still gaining weight.
You're still fat.
Like,
yeah,
like
it's you.
You're doing your best. Like you're doing your best.
You should stop eating all the candy, buddy.
Yeah, God made everybody different. Maybe your teeth just ain't built like that.
That's tough. That's tough. Hey, speaking of that though, like, so I got a wisdom tooth out today, and like not giving you too much, but like, bro, I had like extra root. Like, you know how one, like the tooth I have like 2 little, I had 4. Like 4 root things. Bro, she was in my mouth. Like she was digging that joint out. Like, you know, I'm like, is everything okay up there? She's like, you got extra wisdom. I was like, okay.
Like, oh, yeah. And the thing is, you can't talk because you have this woman's hands are in your mouth. So like, see, like I would have tried to say something smart, and then I would have been like, oh, first time for that one, I'm sure. You know.
Can't say none of that, but yeah, man, yeah. The dentist is
all right. So we've gone to the dentist our whole lives, and it hasn't really aged at all. It's never been a truly pleasant experience. It's just become something that you end up having to do, right? However, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were just talking about old songs, and this song.
Okay. What
would you do popped in my head, and was thinking
like for a Klondike bar.
No. I don't know the actual name of the song.
Oh, what would you do if your son was at home?
Right,
that song.
Right. So I just want to here. I got you. Look, stop. What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bathroom floor? Right. What would you do if your daughter was at home crying all alone in the bathroom? You probably go home. You know what I'm saying? And pick up your daughter off of the floor. You probably
but
go
then
home
it gets even. Hold on, but the lyrics get worse.
Look, I got it. I did not realize this is why I am great at Jeopardy and terrible at remembering what I had for breakfast yesterday. Because I remember this and not things that actually like matter. But
yeah.
But
I'm just like that song is dark.
The only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money. Yeah. Because his dad is gone.
And then she say something like, and I ain't got a job now. Something like that, right?
I believe now this is where it gets fuzzy. But I think that it goes, he's somewhere shooting rock now. I ain't got a job now. Something now. Bro. Basically. But you get the point. But the whole thing that I was thinking of, this aged terribly. Because if you're a single mother, there are so many more options besides prostitution to support your family, especially in 2021. Yeah. I'm not trying to begrudge any sex workers, but I'm just saying.
But OnlyFans is popping.
Well, the way the song makes it out to be, this is your only option. There's nothing else you can do. The passion in which it is sung, says there's no way that this, like, in fact, like, and you know what they say, like, you know, like when you're, what do you do to be successful? You know, you go to college and you get a good job. I was like, what do you do if your son's at home crying? Well, you go and you sleep under a man for a little bit of money.
Yeah, because his daddy up there shooting rock. But
his daddy is gone.
Hey, so to that point, I saw this on Twitter. They were talking about the Players Club. Diamond was a single mother. She working at the Players Club to pay for school. Now I know that there are women out there that, you know, have to do.
Okay,
bro.
right,
FAFSA existed.
Hang on a second. I have to ask because me as a chronically, what's the term? Cinema.
Don't tell me you've never seen the Players Club.
Is the Players Club the one that ends in a one of the last scenes is in a hotel room?
Oh, it's not one of the last scenes. Well,
but it's like one of the scenes towards the end of the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Junior's bachelor party. Yeah.
Junior's bachelor party. Yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. That movie. Yes, I've seen that movie, and I'll just say that movie took a sharp left turn. Right, like it was kind of, I was like, what?
Lisa Ray was Diamond.
So that's what I'm saying. I had to make sure I had the right movie in my head before you went too further, and I'd get just had to double check.
Diamond was a stripper who was trying to pay for school, but FAFSA existed. Like I get the dramatics, but like, come on, man.
I will say, from the limited knowledge that I have of the strip club business, it seems to be very lucrative in certain places to be a stripper.
For sure.
It seems to be the type of thing that if, like, I think one of our mutual friends, Rob Parker, often will make the joke that he's going to pay a girl through school. And I tell him, I think that that's a very antiquated idea, pal. Like, I think that these girls would be paying us through our student loans much faster than
us giving them the bread, for sure.
At least that is what I have seen on the Instagrams and the TikToks and the different documentaries of such. I've seen of these high-end strip clubs.
But see, that's the bad part or bad thing within social, right? Because yes, I'm sure there are some women out there that are profiting heavily due to the strip club business. I couldn't find a better word. The gentleman's club business, right? But there are also these women that are working in small little town, Monroe, Louisiana, for example, because when I was in school, I had been there once or twice, right? There's no way they were walking out of there with any more than $1,000
again, it's all about where you're at and what you're doing. But at the end of the day, hey, $1,000 for a day of work is not that bad. But
no, facts.
Facts. I will say this: a strip club in Monroe, Louisiana, sounds like the 8th circle of hell,
bro. Pretty terrible place to be. Liable to see some cigarette burns and
like I imagine my son is alone crying on the floor because I'm at a strip club in Monroe, Louisiana. That's the way I see. That's the way I see Monroe, Louisiana playing into my life story. If the strip club playing into my life story. Now, don't get me wrong. We took a more left of a turn than the Players Club did. If we end up in that situation,
facts, yeah. Monroeans don't beat us up over that, but it's true. Hey, real quick, man. Want to say rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. The legendary actor. That was really sad to me. I don't get like extremely sad over like celebrities because like I've never met him. I don't know him personally. I heard the great stories of people and stuff, but it's just like nobody wants to see a death. But that brought me to this because I'm not trying to be all sad and shit. This is not a sad podcast. Well, have you ever seen The Wire?
Well, wait a second.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To your point of the reason why. This is something that oddly fascinates me. I think it's because I was exposed to a lot of death as a child. So like the idea of somebody dying doesn't like the idea that you're awake one second and dead the next. Well, no, it does. I mean, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm some type of sadistic person, but it's just the idea that somebody is alive one second and dead the next is not a mind-blowing concept to me. Like the idea that you could
for
see
sure.
somebody
It
one
happened.
day and then they die the next day is not that is literally how it works, right? So it's not like when I hear
Somebody
you
had
know?
to see you last. Yeah,
Yeah,
had to have one last conversation.
Exactly. People, but
Yeah.
people just don't know how to process that emotion. So they're like, "That's so crazy." And it's like, is it really crazy that you saw your coworker on Monday and then they died on Tuesday? Like, where else would they have been on Monday?
Yeah, what was he supposed to get fired? like you had to be here.
The reason why I think that you feel this attachment or this you see the news and you say, "Damn," like you feel that damn is because the different like that person, while you did not know that person, they did have an impact on your life through their work, right? Like Stuart Scott for me had a massive impact on my life, and I've never met the man, and you know, when he died, I was a child, right? But the impact that his death
was years ago.
Yeah, I was a child. I mean, I was as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? But like that impact, definitely I still felt it because it was somebody who like I didn't emulate, but I saw him and said, "That's so cool." I like, and you know, you saw Omar, you didn't necessarily think, "Yo, I'm Omar," right? But you were like, "Yo, that's one bad
Omar coming
MF." Yeah, bro. Like you saw, you know, he played really some of the more impactful roles in American television. And so that's why I say like it's not crazy for you to feel some type of way. Now, if you're sitting up sobbing over it, that's another thing entirely. But he made you feel when you watched him do things, right? He made you feel when you watched him on TV, made you feel emotion, and that's why you feel emotion now that he's gone.
Yeah, I will say, like, I didn't sit up and sob over anybody, but like a celebrity. But Kobe, I ain't gonna lie, I shed like one thug tear. Just because I just felt really bad for like his daughters and stuff. And I think, you know, me as a father that, you know, even though nope, she was on the way. Yep, she was on the way. So yeah, I shared like one thug tear for Kobe. It was just like, dang, bro, like that's cold. That still don't feel real. But other than that, yeah, I'm not really with the like. I remember Michael Jackson died, and my mom like cried a bit, and I didn't understand. Also, because we were so much younger, whereas like now that like we're older, right? I see the connections or the memory that comes with that person to where you have, you know what I'm saying? Like when LeBron James retires, bro, I'm going to be hurt.
Like, it's gonna be a moment. Like, this is gonna be a moment because I mean, you've seen him literally his whole career
come in, and like literally, I'm one of the people. I would say the few, but I doubt it. I'm one of the people that has been. I became a LeBron fan when I saw this kid on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like that's what did it for me. Was I saw this kid on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and I was like, he's got to be amazing. Like, there's no way that this kid is, you know.
I mean, I remember watching LeBron James on TV in 2003 with his tattoos covered up because the Ohio High School Athletic Association would not allow him to display tattoos or not allow players to display tattoos. Absolutely. Like I miss LeBron when the Lakers or when his team, whatever team he's on, doesn't at least go to like the second or third round. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you at?
Yeah, Skip Bayless misses him too, man. Hey, yo, so did you see The Wire? I assume you did because you mentioned Omar.
I did see The Wire. I thought The Wire was one of the best television shows I've ever seen. Everybody like say it's the best TV show of all time. I don't 100% disagree with the take, but I feel like it's kind of tired. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like the show, right? I really do like the show. And I think that it's a show that is very unique in the way that it's built. Like, if you ask me what The Wire is about, the thing The Wire is about Baltimore, right? It's not necessarily about any of the main characters. It's about Baltimore and how those main characters all interact with one another and how the impact of one impacts the other and so on and so forth. So that's what I really like about the show. And really, the only show that I have kind of felt that was similar in structure to it was Game of Thrones, in the way that it was a show about Westeros and the Wall, and it was not a show just about, if you wanted, like, there may be an episode you're not going to see Khaleesi, there may be an episode you won't see Omar, and you may not even notice that you don't, because so much other stuff is happening.
Right, facts. Did you watch it as it was on TV, or?
Absolutely.
I know we were. Yeah, I was about to say, I know we were really young, but yeah, there'd be people out there that's like, yeah, no, I watched it with my dad, and it's like, okay,
what my memory of The Wire, The Wire used to come on after Homicide: Life on the Street on A&E on cable, and I know that because I used to read the paper front to back when I was a kid, and I knew the TV guide listings. That's my knowledge of The Wire. After HBO canceled it, that's why I know sports, bro. Because I just read the sports page every day. That's why I know.
This man is insane. So that brings me to like two things then, right? So my birthday is Tuesday. Yours just passed. And you just mentioned reading the TV guide on the newspaper. So you put this in, I don't know, maybe an episode or two ago, but it's good to come back to it now. Tell me your age without telling me your age, i.e., reading the TV guide listings on the newspaper, even though they maybe still do that actually. I don't know, but
no, they're not publishing that in the newspaper. Now you could probably go to your newspaper's website and get it, but it's not gonna they're not gonna waste publishing space on that. Let's see. I have spent, you know what? I've played the game Guitar Hero.
No, you were really good at guitar.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody better than you. I couldn't hit a note on there.
And you know what? I think I may have told you this. I don't know if I told the pod this, but in the early months of the pandemic, spent an embarrassingly large sum of money on Guitar Hero, and then again on a PlayStation 2, and I now currently own the game, and I play every so often. I'm not nearly as good. Well, to this day is like, skip 17 years of life in between.
No, but I mean you jump on though currently, like at the like there's a day where you're randomly chilling, you like, let me get on.
You know when it really occurs is like, let's say it's a Friday night and I'm not quite ready to go to bed. Maybe I'll just pour a drink or two and play some Guitar Hero. Yeah, that's how it typically goes. What else could I say? I got my first iPhone in my junior year in high school.
For real? You were early. You had AT&T. I didn't get my iPhone until college.
Nah, I was. You know what I did? I had a friend who was a Chaldean. Before people think I'm generalizing, literally. No, I would say there were 7 different Chaldean kids in our class that sold cell phones.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, they were the plugs. At West Bloomfield. Any cell phone you need, let's get it. I got the bread. So
I remember Nextel Chirps. I remember
Nextel Chirps. Were Nextels as popular throughout the country as they were in Detroit?
I don't know. I feel like they couldn't have been.
I feel like you could go to 7, 8, 6, or 9 Mile right now, and there's going to be somebody with a chirp,
with that blue and black flip chirp.
Yeah, the I-270 or something. Yeah, I don't know. I never had one.
I really truly believe it was the I-870,
possibly.
I have to Google that to see if I got it right, because if I got that right, that just proves my point. Why do I know the model of the Nextel chirp?
Yeah. What made me ask that question though was
the I-870 was silver. The I-870 was the version that came out. The blue and black one was the I-860.
I-860. I remember that joint was popping. What made me ask that though was I remember vividly sitting in front of the screen waiting on your channel to roll around to see what was on ESPN or whatever else. Because I'd be damned if I go all the way to channel 64 or whatever it may be, and there's frisbee on ESPN, and I'm like, God. So now I gotta go to back to the channel.
The other thing that happened. First of all, you knew what every channel was. You knew the number for every single channel. Facts. And I'll tell you this. I went a long time with no type of like actual cable kind of interface, right? Like pretty much from my freshman year in college till about maybe 2 years ago when I got the AT&T TV, which is now direct whatever.
TV stream.
Yeah, I can't find it on my TV now. It pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like
you got an Apple TV?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I can't find it. Like I'm looking for the AT&T logo.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Do you use an Apple TV?
I have Apple TV and I have a Fire Stick.
Okay, yeah, same here.
But
I really wish they would put the app on the PlayStation.
But what messes me up though, I'll go to the guide on that, and it's an alphabetical order, and I'll be trying to figure out what number is this channel.
Ain't no number, boss.
Because
I like it better like that.
No, because the thing that happened before, all the channels, at least in Louisiana, all the channels were grouped together. So 32 was ESPN, 33 was ESPN2, 34 ESPN News, 35 Fox Sports. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe 37 was your local sports channel, like the that would play your local games. And then 41 was C-SPAN, 42 CNN, 43 Fox News, right? So
you are 100% correct. And I know that because we had those exact numbers at Grambling. Yeah. And I know that 42 was CNN. Yeah.
So what blows me, I'm only looking for one thing. That cable interface worked fine for me because I never needed to stray outside of 31 to 39. I wasn't. What am I? Maybe, just maybe, if the world's going crazy, I'll go to 39 and press up 3 times and see what CNN's got to offer. Right. But at no point in time, like it's all right there. I'm in the 10 channel range. That's all that I need. So now,
it's kind of the same though, because like you go to the E's and it's ESPN. But that's the only one where
until you're trying to find a game on ABC.
Yeah,
that you think is supposed to be on ESPN, right? Because now you went all the way to the E's, now you go all the way back to the A's, and
I do agree with that.
I would like a numerical assigned to my channel, please. That's how you can tell
you're the second
I'm 32 years old.
Yeah, because that's some insignificant BS to complain about. But
I mean, it's not something that I actively complain about because most of the time it's all in the little watch last. Like what did you just recently? Watch now.
Right. Yeah.
But if you have to ask me, that's one of the things that pisses me off. I don't like it.
See, so it's funny we're talking about all of this, and my sister just went to college, and like, see, when I went to college, we like I said, we had cable, so I had a coax cable that went into the little hole in the wall that gave me the 32, 33, all those channels, right? Sydney, she doesn't have a TV. Like if you went to somebody's room in Grambling and it was like, you don't have a TV? Like, what are you in here doing? Sydney doesn't have a television. She has an iPad and a MacBook. It's like, what do I need a TV for? Like, maybe if you play video games, then you'd have a TV just to like play your video game on. But Sydney's not playing it. But you know what I'm saying? It's just so much like
I've heard other people say that. I've heard a comedian that we both know, keep it on the D-Lo Brown. She doesn't have a TV. Mm-hmm. She prefers to watch things on her laptop. That's madness to me. That is madness to me. Like I will watch things on my laptop if I
like in her home. In her home,
yes,
she doesn't have a TV.
Yes. Like now when I was in college, I didn't have 2 televisions. I had one in the front
Oh, for
and I would
sure.
bring my and
Oh,
I
for
maybe
sure.
would have my computer for in the back, like if I was watching a movie in bed, but not as my primary viewing screen. That's madness. But also, you're talking to a guy with 3 TVs in his living room.
Yeah, you're a little excessive. But we also have TVs in every room here. And like although I do have my MacBook and I have my iPad, and there are moments where I'm watching things on my iPad, if I have my preference, it's going to be on the big screen television. Like the only reason that I have like my iPad going is if my wife wants to watch whatever she wants to watch, and then I'm just like, all right, well, let me throw this game on right here, but like to not have a TV at all and only watch things on my MacBook would be, that's maddening. Like absolutely not, bro. That is, oh no, that's rough.
I don't think my ADD would appropriately let that happen. Like I've been trying to read this article for the last all day, and it's in my it's on my Twitter. Like I found it on Twitter, and so every time I click on the Twitter app, I get back to where I was. It was like, oh shoot, if I need to tweet, let me go tweet from my computer. I'm gonna lose my spot in this article. But it just goes to show you that like most of the time people just sit down and just read whatever they want to read and then move about their life. And it's just like I can't get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. Shout out to her though. I mean, maybe it decreases screen time a bit, I guess.
I can't imagine that's the case.
I don't know. For me, it's like sometimes I also turn on the TV just to like make noise, like just as like the white noise in the background and things like that. If I'm using my computer, I can't turn on the TV on my computer and still use it and it like hit the same as me using the TV as like a white noise filler, for myself.
Yeah.
So
I've
yeah,
also just I've never been a white noise TV guy. But you know what? Because
really.
I had a radio in my room growing up.
Me too.
So like if anything, I'll play some music. Like a song will pop into my head, and I'll start playing that song out. Like, and if you spend time, if you were to ever come here and spend like 4 or 5 days with me, you would be like, yo, what happens in your mind to make you think of that song? Because it's an eclectic version of it's a big variety from it's all types of stuff.
Damn, you just brought back some serious memories by saying you had a speaker in your room. Like I had a boombox for you kids out there. That is a 2-speaker CD player and tape deck and radio. Right, I used to have one of those.
For you kids out there, a tape is what eventually became a CD, which what eventually became something that you stream.
Yeah, a stream. But that's what I mean. Like that's why I mean you brought back memories because I'm like, dude, that is insane. That's not the case anymore. Like I remember, I would make my little mixes, put them in my CD player, turn it up loud, especially if my mom's not home. Because she used to try to make me not listen to music that had cuss words in it, like police. But anyway, turn my music up loud or whatever and play my video game. And then when I'm done listening to Lil Wayne, pop that out and put in whatever other mix I got or whatever like that. Whereas like now, life is so simple for these kids.
I think actually, TK, I think that's the quintessential explain our age without saying how old we are. We burn CDs.
Oh, for sure. And used to make fire playlists. Fire.
Dude, I held on to my MacBook Pro 2013 for 3 years too long, simply because it had a disk drive. I can't tell you no, it doesn't. Your computer doesn't have a disk drive. It doesn't. If it was made after
that really just blew my mind.
Yeah, that just blew my mind. It doesn't.
Damn.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Does my car have a CD player? Yeah, my car does. I think.
Your car may have a CD slot. But if this was 10 years ago, your car would have a 6-disc changer at minimum.
Oh yeah, nah, none of that. In my old vehicle, which was a 15, I never played one CD in there. I'm damn sure I ain't playing a CD, and I have digital radio, Sirius XM. I got Bluetooth and CarPlay. Like I've zero need to ever play a CD in my. I don't own a CD.
Yeah, I don't have. Well, I own CDs, but the CDs that I do own, I have owned for.
I don't know what happened I don't know what happened to the discs that I had, like the actual discs that I used to have. I have no idea. They're probably at my mom's house somewhere, like in a album. Remember you getting in everybody's car and they would have the big flips.
It's like
all that. I wonder if my grandmother still have my uncles. I'm gonna ask her.
It's a CD album,
bro. Those were lit though, because you would go through somewhere, you like, damn, you got the DMX, you got the, like I remember, man, the days, bro, the days. It's crazy getting old. Getting old is like a weird thing, dude. Like it's a weird place to like be, like, because life is either gonna pass you by or your life's gonna stop. But like at the end of the day, this is what you got. It's weird.
I find it oddly comforting that the world is going to continue to turn no matter what I do.
Me too.
Like I think that causes people stress, or like I think that bothers people, like getting older. Like no matter what happens, as long as I get up tomorrow, I'm going to be a day older than I was the day before. It's like it's just like. But again, I have these very finite views on like life and death, and like it's not very. It's pretty cut and dry for me. But we were talking about music just now. So I know we don't do a lot of stop before I turn this off. Because that's exactly what my reaction was to the Kanye West album. And I'll tell you this. I have myself to blame. I really do. Because Kanye West has always held a special place in my heart from when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people, because I agreed, right? And I was one of the black people that it felt like he was talking about.
Meanwhile, George W. Bush has become like one of the actual like cooler ones that we had in his post presidency, not during, but post.
There's a documentary on Netflix right now that I would suggest you watch, limited series about 9/11. George Bush is an absolute war criminal, but in any event, I agreed with Kanye West in that moment. And then he proceeded to make a lot of albums that I really liked. Like I even liked Yeezus, right?
Me too. Me too.
I did. But then when he went off the deep end, I just tried and I tried and I tried. And then he went off with Trump and I couldn't do it no more. But something still brought me in to the albums, right? So I would play the album through I can't remember the last one that he had that was like it had Blue Mountains on it. No.
Oh, no. Oh, yay.
Yeah. Okay. So like he played that one and I listened to the whole thing and I was just like, I listened to it like I had a nice drive. So I was like, you know what? Here we are. Let's do it. And I'm not like on the drop or anything like that. I'm not on the drop for any artist at this point. But I'm listening to it and it's just remarkably unremarkable to me.
Yeah, and then, it was like 7 songs.
And then I'm just like, okay, I can live with never hearing this again, and have done quite well since.
I don't go back and play that album at all.
Jesus
I thought about killing you today.
Yeah, and it was stuff like that. It's stuff like that. I'm like, this is not even like I can appreciate. Like I listen to all types of music, literally all types of music. When people say even country, yes, I listen to all types of music. I can appreciate.
You do.
I can appreciate the artistry.
My house. You would pull up to my house in the middle of the ghetto of Pontiac. Not to make it seem like I just grew up in the slums, but it's Pontiac. And you would pull up to my house blasting like country and Coldplay. And it was like, bruh, this is Pontiac. But that's you.
Whatever the hell I want. Yeah. So I can appreciate stuff that's out there. Like I'm into your rap rock, like you know what I'm saying. I can go there with you for almost anything. And I was like, I don't see the artistic value in it. And then when I turned on Donda, I'll never do it again. I'm done. I
You don't,
quit.
you haven't gone back and listened to any of the album? I mean, not that song, but like
No, the
none of the
only
album?
thing that I did, I went back. Oh, I listened. I listened to Jail, which was not
Jail goes
worth
hard.
it, but it wasn't worth listening to the first song.
No,
It was not worth listening to the first song. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
no,
So you lost me.
no.
You lost me. I don't know if this is a thing because I'm older and albums used to come on a CD, and that like there was a thing called sequencing. People like apparently some people listen to albums on shuffle first listen. That's madness. You have to
No,
listen
I
to
can't do it. Not first listen. Yeah, not first listen.
That's
First
madness.
listen, I gotta give it the all the way real run through the first time, and then I might shuffle it out if I like it. I've gone back and listened to this album quite a bit. I gave it a score of a 6 out of 10. I stand by my score. I maybe give it a 0.25 more. There are like
how you gonna give it a score? How you gonna give it a score? Stand by your score and then change the score.
Well, no, well, I'm saying like after like my initial score was a 6.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, as I've gone back and listened more, I boosted a 0.25 or so, but it's still just like all right, like but there are some tracks on there that I really appreciate. And like guys, don't kill us out there. Like we are not this is not a music podcast, and we aren't musicians ourselves, so we are more than casual. Okay, we are just casual. I mean, no more than casual.
No. All I am is a consumer. That's it.
Consumer.
All I did was consume it. I consumed it.
Yeah.
I didn't study it. I didn't research it. I don't know.
We are the average. We are the average public
consumer.
Like,
yeah.
Everybody
Exactly.
like everybody out there wants to act like they're like super, like they work for Vibe magazine. Like, oh well, this musical and bruh, shut up. Bruh.
This guy said like they work for Vibe magazine.
Like you work
explain
at
your age
Frito-Lay.
explain your age without saying how old you are. Like you work at Vibe magazine.
Vibe magazine doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, do magazines barely exist? Vibe magazine exists, sure, but does Vibe magazine mean what it did when you were 13? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Vibe was lit back when I was.
But I had to Donda the fuck out of there. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not. I'm out on Kanye. I'm out. I'm done. I'm through.
Hey, so on the other hand, though, and I think this is where like it's messed up because they have this like little thing. Because I really wish I could like truly, and I have been like enjoy just whatever, and I have been, but like I like Certified Lover Boy a lot. I know that there are some people out there that are like, I don't like it. It's Drake is Drake. But like, bro, listen. If I know for a fact that I can take this hammer and this nail and I can hit in the same spot and it's going to go into the product or whatever, it's going to do what I need it to do, I'm going to stick with that. Nobody gets mad at Steph Curry for shooting threes because he's made so many threes.
This is one of the things that I had to get off of, right? I used to be one of these people who would be like, haven't we heard this before? But what I realized,
and it worked, and it's working now.
The answer is yes. And I commend one thing for changing my mindset on this: the Fast and the Furious franchise. When I sat back and watched them, I then understood this is what people want. This is really, truly what people want. The same thing over and over and over again with slight variations. And you know why I feel like I'm the number one culprit? Because you know what my favorite song on Certified Lover Boy is?
What?
You might as well call it. No. You might as well call it Lord Knows Part 2. You only live twice.
You only live
Rick
twice.
Ross and Lil Wayne
and Lil Wayne. Yeah.
And you know why I like it so much? Because it sounds just like Lord Knows from 2013. I mean, and I like that song. I mean, all those other things are true. But I liked Lord Knows. I also like this song. Go figure.
Yeah. No, I feel it. I mean, like you said, if it works, it works. You mentioned the Fast and the Furious.
That
Why are
movie
they
series
doing
will
the
teach you.
Matrix?
I'm not mad about them doing the Matrix, honestly, because
I'm so tired of the remakes or the
no, but listen,
reboots.
no, but think about it. But think about it, bro. Think about the Matrix. Like if they made the Matrix as a whole, and anybody who's never seen these movies, which is a surprising amount of people, but it's not so surprising because
That hasn't seen the Matrix.
you gotta think, bro. Again, this is one of those. Again, explain your age. I was saying how old you are. You want to tell a kid who's 20 years old that these people are diving into payphones through a dial-up modem?
Yeah, they're gonna laugh at that.
The premise of the Matrix is utterly and palpably ridiculous if you grew up in the age of cell phones.
I'll give you a five. Yeah, I'm about to say I'll give you a $5 bill if you can go find a payphone right now.
I know where one is, but the fact that I know where one is because it
tells you.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I know exactly how to get to one, but it's 20 minutes away, and I would never, ever, ever use it. Like that thing is disgusting, right? But and then
does it? Well, I would ask, does it work? But you wouldn't know whether it works or not.
I would have no knowledge of if payphone works. I know the phone I pay for works. No, but I'm interested to see what they'll do with the Matrix, though, because the entire interface, for lack of a better term, I don't know, like not the whole premise, right? The entire premise still works, right? The computers are trying to take over the world, so on and so forth.
Sure, yeah.
It's seemingly maybe a little more prescient today when you see some of those Boston Dynamic robots that are running and like cutting hair and
yeah. I was gonna say, are they gonna dive into iPhones now? Like are they gonna get a call on their iPhone and dive into the iOS?
So that's my interest. How do you figure out how to access this? I don't know, the mainframe where I need a car. How do you get to the I need a car place? Because you're definitely not doing speed dial anymore.
Yeah, no.
They used to be like, operator, give me a line. That's not happening in 2021.
Yeah,
so I'm interested to see. But
shoot a text. Hey, yo, here. Yep. Hey, the agents are pulling up on me. I need you to get here.
No, press the little blue speaker next to the audio note so you can hear it. Press the blue speaker. It's like that type of.
Here. Hey, I need y'all.
Neil's running. I got 6 agents in the army. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that ass. He got AirPods in. He's like. He double tapping twice on his left ear to get in the phone.
But I would say I'm here for another Matrix reboot because I think that there's enough meat on the bone to where they can make it different enough, right? And again, the Matrix was about Neo, but the whole point of Neo was that Neo
one.
Yeah, he was the one, but the one happened every cycle, right? So there's an opportunity for a new story here. Yeah, there's an opportunity for a new story here. So I'm gonna go back and watch them.
I gotta go back.
They are utterly ridiculous. Absolutely, the premise of those movies completely dies 5 years after it comes out. Completely dies.
The video game was tight though.
I never played the video game. I don't think.
Video game was tight. It was a tight video game. The Matrix was such that was a huge. You're right though. It does die like 5 years because everything changes. But I mean, so that brings me to like The Wire, right? Like that's one thing I really appreciated about The Wire is that it changed with the times. So like the first season of The Wire, they're using pagers, and by the end of it, everybody's got a cell phone.
The first season of The Wire, the neighbors. The first season of The Wire, the Herc turns to Carver and says, "What type of genius is going to need a computer around here?"
Little do you know.
Right? It's like when I tell people when they're getting into The Wire for the first time, you have to look at it as a period piece that was set in the late 90s.
Little do you know. That yo, it's so crazy because like my wife was talking to her parents, my in-laws, and she, because overall, like my wife's really smart, but like when it comes to like quick math, I got quick math like this, but she's like whatever, like I got a calculator. So she looked at her parents and said, and y'all said I wouldn't have a calculator for the rest of my life.
I think about that often, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think about that often.
I mean, because we got like within our cell phones, it's literally like whatever you want it to be. It's everything that is literally right there for you. Internet, encyclopedia, calculator, notepad. I mean, everything.
Let me ask you this. We can close out with this. This is an interesting question that our conversation has spawned today because we were talking about the Nextel i860. And it made me think of my T-Mobile Sidekick, which
Sidekick is ahead of its time.
If I plugged in my Sidekick, it was going to last. If I charged it overnight and didn't do anything with it, it was going to last 3 days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My Sidekick was going to last 3 days. If I just used it regularly, text when it, whatever, call. If I didn't have like an hour-long phone call, yeah, 3 days, without a doubt. My iPhone won't last. My phone right now is going to die if I don't charge it. And I've been up since 4. I've been working for pretty much the last 12 hours, right? So it's pretty much just been a 12-hour workday, which is not unstandard.
And that's actually a good battery in 2021 now. Like it's like you've been up since 4 a.m. and you haven't charged your phone and it's still working.
And have been using it. Have been on it, all this, but it's about to die.
That's considered a good battery.
The question: are the batteries from high school, just that much better? Or are our phones that much more evolved where we use them for that much more?
We use them for so much more. That's got to be the answer. We use them for so much more because technology has advanced, but it's just like your phone is pulling from something constantly. Like it's like things are running in the background that are draining your battery, which you can go to settings and see. It's got to be that it is, and it's just like think about the bandwidth that it takes to play a 4K video on your phone. Right. So like, yeah, you only watched, you watched a 5-minute video, but it's like you watched a 5-minute 4K HD video on this device that is pulling from this little battery that's within your device. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you also gotta think like back then, like your Sidekick, you weren't using the internet much. Very, very little. You may have gotten
but it did have the internet. It did have the internet.
Yeah, but it sucked so bad. It took so long to load a page. Like you weren't really using the internet. Whereas like now I can conjure up some things within 45 seconds. I've been in 4 different pages. So
completely ridiculous thing about the T-Mobile Sidekick 3. If you had a custom ringtone and you put it on vibrate, it would vibrate out the custom ringtone.
Yeah, stupid.
Like for the whole song.
That is so stupid.
So you're sitting in class and all of a sudden your phone goes and it's just because it's like hitting some beat. And it's just like, bro, why is my phone's doing the grinding beat right now? Literally on the table. This is terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty trash. That's pretty trash. Shout out to the good old days. Well, this has been another episode of So Let Me Ask You This. Keep up with us on all things social at So Let Me Ask You This. That is just with the letter U, not spelled out, unlike the Twitch page, which is So Let Me Ask You This, which is spelled out. We go live every Wednesday, and episodes are uploaded to all your DSPs. What is a DSP?
DSP
direct
is
service platform,
digital service provider, I believe.
Something like that. Either way, we own everything. So until the next time you hear our voices, I'm TK. That's Martin. Catch us later, I guess. Catch us later. I didn't.